Howdy! My, red roses, my blue violets, and my non-binary black dahlias. It's me! Great! And today, we're joined by the most lavender. It's...
Oh, I didn't even realize you didn't mention that you were starting.
You gave me a time limit. I had to go for it.
Okay, I was on Ante 3 and I just finished Blind 1.
I'm the best. Nako said that he can get to Ante 4 and Balacha before the stream was ready, so... I proved that nerd wrong.
Suppose you did. Okay, well in that case, let me be right back just a sec. I will be back by the time it's ready.
Oh, great. So, what's up, chat? How we feeling? Are we ready to skibbity? Did both of you eat? Yes. I still have food in front of me. They gave me a lot of food this time.
I am ready to tribulate some trials.
Okay.
What are you?
Huh?
Why are you a, what's the area called again?
Shatterkai.
Why are you Shatterkai?
I do what I want. And I felt like huge shifting myself.
We actually did eat before stream this time, yes.
We watched an episode of The Grand Tour.
In which Jeremy Clarkson makes a car out of meat. That sounds like a joke, it's not.
And yeah, and is somehow not the worst car of the three cars.
I'd argue it was the worst.
It's by far the most revolting.
It didn't survive the longest, and it wasn't beautiful. Are you going to screen share that one to me there, Buster?
I already am.
Well, no, you're not.
Oh, it failed to start. Okay, then I will screen share to you right...
Okay. Just your courtroom number 2.
April 11th, 12, 13... 11, 12, 13.
Oh, wait, hang on.
Cute.
I'm going to be right back for about 60 seconds, okay? Hang on.
Take your time. So, chat, how you doing? You hype? I'm looking forward to more Mia content. That's good to hear. It has been very difficult today to not go on social media. I cannot check Tumblr. I cannot check bluesky. I am utterly, horrendously terrified that I will get spoiled to something that occurs in Deltarune's Chapter 3 and 4. And because I need to wait for Muck to finish the game, the Chapter 3, before I'm able to stream it. I also need to, like, buy it, but, you know, it's beside it. Yeah, I would get spoiled 100%. So yeah, I'm a little bit in the blind on social media. So if anything happens, like, if suddenly Uzbekistan becomes not a country, just disappears entirely off the map, I would have no idea. I see. Folks have been streaming it. It happens. Oh, that sounds like the returnal of a Muck.
Apologies. My sister got a new tank for the isopods and wanted to show it to me. I'm sorry.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Oh no, I have to do this voice again.
Well, now reconvene. Mr. Payne, please call your witness.
Like, anyone who spoils Deltarune, by the way, will receive a will be banned repeatedly over the course of several streams.
Yeah, that's fair. The next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. I summon them from the depths of Tartarus.
Like, honestly, that would be a month ban if it was my stream.
The prosecution calls Miss Dahlia Thorn to the stand. After I did that stream, I had like a cramp in the muscle in my neck.
Yeah, don't do it that hard if you don't wanna. What's with this stiff silence?
In my long career as a judge, I have been deceived by many witnesses. It's my job to doubt, to take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit that you radiate a glow of complete sincerity.
This girl 100% did the murder.
Oh yeah, like as soon as I saw her face, I was like, okay, this is gonna be some fucking hussy that betrays Phoenix, considering he's not still dating her at the time of the rest of the games. Can't believe he actually said that.
Oh, now then, witness, could you please state your full name?
Your hair.
Oh.
I have too many characters. She's also redhead.
Don't worry, sweetie. There's no need to be nervous.
If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure I'll cut them right down to size with magic missile.
Okay, I am shocked you did not make some kind of circumcision joke
Like the size of my non-existent penis!
I'll circumcise you just like they did to my non-existent penis.
And I will bash them with my gavel.
Like he did to my non-existent penis!
I love how they look straight at me when they say that.
Thank you for calming my nerves.
The butterflies.
You're all so nice. I almost feel right at home. Not at all!
It was nothing.
If we may move on now, what is your full name and occupation?
My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence. The honor is all mine!
No, the honor is all mine.
I mean, you are the honorable judge.
Well, we know whose milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
And they're like, it's better than yours, they're like, it's better than yours, like a big chunk, but I know the chunk. Sir? Is there something I can help you with?
You just go on and say whatever's on your mind.
I'm sure there must be some kind of mistake. Feeny wouldn't kill anyone, I just know it.
Yes, I can see why you'd say that.
She's gonna be a tough witness, alright. Only took her 12 seconds to wrap them all around her little finger.
Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please.
Okay. What I witnessed. I had been planning to go back to Feeny's place after class was over. Feeny and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. That's when Feeny noticed that I was there. I went to go and find some other students, and they called the authorities.
I don't know what to say. According to you, Miss Hawthorne.
Lenore says Payne's pump was uncomfortably not wobbly when he was staring at Dahlia. Unrelated. Multiple minutes ago, Creed did a funny, and I refused to specify what it was or why I found it so funny, but it was funny. Oh, okay.
The defendant didn't do anything wrong.
Young lady! As an old, wizened master of the arcane arts as I am, even I recall how hot the flames of young passion can burn like a level 8 fireball. Nevertheless, it's my job to discover the truth.
Was that one spell that's like double fireballs, like death fire or something?
Hellfire or something. Please tell us the truth. I will put you within my zone of truth. But I would never.
That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue.
What do you mean by that?
Please, just let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies.
You haven't changed a bit. Mia Fey? What's this? You two are acquainted?
Yes, we've met before, once.
In any case, Miss Fey, the floor is all yours.
It's good to see you again, Madame Fey.
Madam? I'm no one's grandma yet, girlie.
You went a little lot of heart there. You know she's gonna show up at some point, you know it.
Oh god. Now, unless I'm mistaken, Mr. Wright is in the art department. If that's the case, then what are you doing by the pharmacology building?
Well, I'm in the literature department. I'm studying Japanese Senryu poetry.
Oh, how wonderful! It's that humorous yet satirical style of haiku, yes?
Nothing left to do. When a man reaches this age, sleep is his best friend.
That's supposed to be poetry? Sounds more like a midlife crisis.
For me to get into the art department, I have to walk through that back area.
Me was so offended their Southern Belle came out for a moment.
Oh, yes, I see. That makes sense.
Chat, you've never seen me actually full-on mad. If you did, you would learn that I actually came from Alabama.
When I want to enter the courthouse, I always walk through the front doors.
I forget that.
Forget what?
You're a Southerner.
Avery, I have never in my fucking life ever told you that I was from Alabama.
Yeah, I know.
What do you mean? I mean, okay, you know, Pennsylvania might as well be Southern. Honestly. Like, everything below this is definitely Southern. And this is like the halfway point between Southern and Northern, and it sucks.
I think everything below my state is Southern.
I mean, there's one, I can think of at least one state below yours that is definitely not Southern.
Oh yeah? California?
I mean, like, right below yours.
Ohio?
Sure, I don't know. Never mind.
Did you read your line?
Yes.
Oh.
How else would you enter? Teleportation?
Maybe!
I would teleport in with my teleportation spells.
So who is this Dougie person? This is why doing Lila Hard's voice hurts you. It's because it's like a high-pitched voice where I have to constantly go through my vocal breakpoint.
Oh, I'm sorry. Doug Swallow. We were dating until about 8 months ago.
So what were Dougie, Mr. Swallow and Mr. Wright talking about anyway?
How can you be so mean? I would never eavesdrop. I wasn't raised to be so rude and unrefined.
Her eyes are the TF2 logo.
New class, TF2. Dahlia. The butterflies are part of it.
That's right, Miss Fair.
Don't drag the witness down to your level.
Why am I being demonized here?
Please go on. What did you see next?
Are you saying that the victim just collapsed on his own? What are they doing? What did they do?
I'm thinking.
What can they not get away with?
So, I'm thinking. He worked in pharmacology. He makes drugs. Do you think that Dolly was trying to kill Phoenix, but ended up, because with the Cold Killer X that belonged to Wright, but then wound up in the victim's ownership, took the drugs, which were actually poisoned.
Maybe.
Because remember, like,
But Phoenix said he pushed him.
I know. But we gotta remember, Dougie said that, Dougie, because I just keep thinking of the teach me how to Doug, teach me how to Doug. But, Doug Swallow, said that she's a bad girl, and that, to, like, stay away from her. And I think that there's a possibility that she's going to fucking kill you. might be part of the argument there, because Phoenix wasn't listening.
I just realized her name is Dahlia. Isn't that the name of like a killer or something?
Yes, that is both a thing I referenced at the very beginning of this, and also the stream title.
Oh. Okay. Alright.
Pen says, "What's up, Epic Gamers? Why is the Kreb monochrome?" I'm patently not monochrome. There is at least 2 colors going on. Did you read this?
Yeah.
Yes?
In other words, the defendant never touched the victim. Is that right?
I was watching the whole time. Feeny never did a thing to Dougie.
If I press her for no good reason, I just know the judge will get angry with me. So what should I do about her testimony just now?
Let's leave it alone now. I want to press the rest of the dialogue first.
Yeah. I suppose her statement works in our favor for now. I'll hold off on looking into it any deeper until it's necessary.
Very well, young lady. Please go on with your testimony.
And what did Mr. Wright say when he saw you?
I'm sorry. I was so flustered that I really don't remember. Please forgive me.
You don't remember?
Well, that's common enough. Sometimes I can't recall a sentence I passed only minutes prior.
That's relatable.
Please, someone, anyone, stop him before he gets hurt by me. When you say students, do you mean students from the pharmacology department?
Yes, all very fond of their drugs.
Please try to stay on topic. So to find some pharmacology students, you went to the labs, correct?
That's what I was planning to do. In the end, I wound up not going. A group of about 10 research students came running out of the building entrance. Somehow, they all seemed to know what was going on.
The students knew what was going on? I think we could probably press this and not have it progress, right?
Okay.
But how could the students have known what was going on? Because they're the ones that fuck with the electricity.
Well, I don't know for sure that they knew what had happened. Just, they all seemed kind of excited about something.
Doesn't look like I'm going to get any more info about the students.
So, did the students summon the police?
Yes? I was so panicked. Also, why does she keep talking like that?
Yes, well, anyone would have been, my dear.
That girl, she's telling a super obvious lie and she knows it. What was the thing she just said? I tuned out.
The thing she was saying was about how, like, all the guys knew, all the lab people knew about the thing.
Okay. She's just pretending to protect Mr. Wright. Yes, that's gotta be it. Way to go, Mia.
Moondook says, monotone, did the Pixies take over the Creedverse?
Did you? Fairly Odd Parents reference?
I was about to say, did you just reference Fairly Odd Parents to me in the year of our gourd 2025 teen?
Monotone also isn't the word.
Yeah.
Okay, that means I'm gonna have to dig deep to find a contradiction on this one. The only thing I remember about the Pixies is... What was his name? Ben Stein played that one? The man with the most boring voice in the universe.
Yeah. The head pixie.
Are you saying that the victim just... Feeble lies are not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne, so let's drop them, shall we?
Bueller. Bueller.
I didn't know that was him, too.
Bueller. What? I would never.
Miss Faye! I will not allow you to badger this witness.
To be fair, Mia was, like, unnecessarily rude about it.
I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition. What am I saying? That is where she has no pudding. Please don't glare at me like that. I'm just doing my job.
Now then, Miss Hawthorne. The defendant's palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did, in fact, push the victim.
What?
There's no need to try to cover for the defendant. It would be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth.
There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything that you saw.
Yes, Your Honor. I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony.
Looks like we're finally getting somewhere.
Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dahlia.
You didn't see it?
No, I saw the moment when Dougie fell to the ground.
And at that time, there was only the two of them at the scene, excluding me, who was invisible, hiding away in the shadows. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and victim, Doug Swallow.
Yes, that's right. Although they were fighting, I didn't hear anything unusual either.
So then, what did it look like they were doing to you?
I thought they were having a nice, friendly afternoon conversation.
Oh, give me a break.
That's why I really wasn't watching them all that closely.
Did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all?
No, nothing at all, Mr. Judge.
Oh, I like the sound of that, Mr. Judge. Now then, please proceed with your testimony.
What is this newspaper clipping? Article 828, almost 8 months ago. Murder in the courthouse? Very little information is being disclosed at this time. The victim of yesterday's incident in the district courthouse cafeteria is said to have been a lawyer. However, police are questioning the 19-year-old female college student who was sitting with the victim.
Wait, when did we get that again?
It was during the little in-between section.
Who gave it to us?
I think we just sort of produced it. Because we were like, yeah, this is relevant. Also, we're gonna end up proving...
Oh, it's because Mia thought that there was a connection.
Yeah, because apparently this is related to the same case from ages ago, presumably. Like a year ago. And I'm gonna guess that, that person was also poisoned, and that this necklace contained the poison, and she let Phoenix have it, and that's why she's always like, "Can I have that back?" And he just is like, "No, it's a gift to me. What a funny joke. I will continue to carry this." And so he has a necklace that it contains the same traces of poison with it up until this point. Well, anyways, we need to prove that they are fighting, which I assume means this? Because they broke the umbrella, I presume?
No, what are the pictures?
Oh yeah, the profile.
I meant the photos and the evidence.
Oh, the body.
Like, do we not have the handprint as an evidence?
The body. We already used that to prove that a push occurred.
Well, then how is it not already self-evident there was a fight?
Well, I mean, it's either this one or the other one. But that we can't prove they didn't see it. We could just prove that they were fighting.
Or the next ones?
Wait, they said I didn't hear anything unusual. They should have heard the snaps of the loud sound when the push occurred.
Oh, yeah, right there. You say you didn't hear anything unusual. Is that correct?
Yes, that's why I was very relaxed, looking at the scenery around me.
That's nice, but I find that just a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And he clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise.
That's because he has exploding head syndrome.
I feel bad for anyone with exploding head syndrome.
Yeah, it's not very fair,
What?
having exploding head syndrome.
Yeah, I guess any syndrome's not very fair. For anyone in chat who doesn't know, exploding head syndrome is an actual condition. It probably has a less colloquial name than that. But it causes people to hear extremely loud sounds in their own head sometimes, seemingly at random. Which is...
Oh, I didn't know it was that. I thought it, like, literally killed you.
No, it does not explode your head, Mako.
Okay.
Yeah, it's sort of like tinnitus, where it's like the tinnitus is like the loud ringing sound, like at all times. This is just random, extremely loud noise.
He said that?
If you were really that close to the two of them, why didn't you hear this noise as well?
Oh, well, maybe the noise is with another memorable.
But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise, like a snap.
How did you make that sound effect? Do you have access to prestidigitation?
There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression.
Ah!
May I have a moment to answer? I'm actually clinically deaf.
By all means.
I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise. You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on and was listening to music at the time.
Headphones? You mean that both of your ears were covered? When I listen to music, I simply summon the spirits of undead musicians like Elvis and Tupac.
The rain was just beginning to let up. It seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet. So the sky continued to flash and rumble.
Thunder and lightning, danger, water rising high.
Thunderbolts and lightning? Very, very frightening.
Thunderstruck!
Yes, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder. So I put on my headphones on to block it out.
here. As you can see, there weren't any contradictions in our testimony after all.
Wait a sec, Mia. The testimony just now. She said something that could totally change this whole case. Was it ever established that there was lightning before?
No, they just said that there was light rain, but if there was lightning, then maybe we could argue that he got electrocuted by lightning.
Yeah, I would say lightning. Your Honor, there is a problem with the witness's testimony.
What do you mean?
Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct?
Yes, what about it?
Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere, am I right?
Now's not the time for a science lesson, Miss Faye.
Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible that the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning? That's not...
Oh! I must admit that the thought had not occurred to me.
Just what kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway?
None.
This entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered. But that very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was, in fact, the victim of a stray bolt. How have we not, like, connected the dots with the fucking hanging electrical cable yet?
I mean, we did that in the first thing where that was like it was implied to be the murder weapon.
Yes, but now she's saying, oh no, the electricity didn't, like, cut the cable in half and that fell down and hit him. It's like, no, lightning hit this human out in the middle of the fucking city.
Yeah, surrounded by telephone poles that are high voltage and also an entire building just happened to hit him. Like, he did have an umbrella, so you could make it an argument that he had a lightning rod, but the odds of it hitting him above all other things is slim to none. I wouldn't say impossible,
See,
but you know.
I'm just assuming the science freaks accidentally pumped too much juice into the cable and it snapped off, and that's why they ran down.
Like, alternatively, lightning did strike, but it struck the pole and broke the wire in the process.
Yeah, that or that. That was my first assumption as soon as this case started, basically.
But also, for the record, when you get electrified by something, you get a scar. There is a burn mark that kind of goes across your skin that sort of is the pattern of a lightning bolt, which is really cool if you manage to survive being struck by lightning or other large electrical sources. But because of this, you can sort of tell what, like, the shock came from based on what the injury looks like. Like, if you line up Doug Swallow's body and see where the source of the lightning bolt strips on his body are, you should be able to figure out if it lines up with the electrical wire dangling there, or if it seems to have radiated down, which would imply he got struck by lightning, or radiates from his arm, assuming he was holding an umbrella at the time. Anyways.
Do you ever think about what kind of glass eye you would get if you ever lost one of your eyes? I think some sort of, like, galaxy pattern could be really cool.
My eyes are buttons.
Oh yeah. But a cat eye, well, he won't move with the other eye is the problem. So you want something that doesn't look straight, and it doesn't matter what direction you look at it. It's just like a fun pattern. That or like solid white or solid black.
It appears the defense may be onto something.
Lenoir says, calm down there, Credoline. I'm a plush. My eyes are buttons.
Could it be that the death was actually accidental?
I think I would feel too uncomfortable with something being in my eye socket that doesn't do anything. I don't know if that would be more or less uncomfortable than having nothing in your eye socket, though. Alright, you did it, Mia. be taking that not guilty now if you don't.
I'm gonna be a dick about this! I'm hurt that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Faye.
Huh?
I'm not a fool, you know. Not a lowly level 1 warlock like yourself. I'm a level 5 wizard. The prosecution has done its research, Your Honor. We found that there were no lightning strikes on that day at that location. I was busy summoning all the lightning for ritual far away.
Yeah, I would not want just like an empty pocket in my face,
What?
other than my mouth and nose.
But you could store snacks in there.
I don't like that.
We have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to this case.
Evidence, Mr. Payne? Well,
Divination! This affidavit.
And who is this affidavit from?
The pharmacology students who were conducting experiments in their labs that day. Allow me to read out the testimony of the pharmacology students. All equipment in the labs lost power all of a sudden around 3 p.m. that day.
Was it a blackout?
All of the lab's equipment run on high voltage, Your Honor.
So you're saying the equipment lost power because...
Precisely. They lost power because of the severed electrical cable. Power outages occurred at approximately 3 p.m.
Which fits with the time of death listed in the autopsy report.
Exactly. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable. According to the students, the cables were very old. Like myself, a wizened, aged, sage-like master of the arcane arts. They were planning on having them replaced in the near future.
I see.
Apparently, the cables had become so brittle that even the smallest bump would have caused them to break. Student's testimony. The old power cable broke due to some sort of impact on 4-9 at 2:55 p.m.
However, there is one thing that troubles me. If the cable could have been broken by any small bump, then it wouldn't have snapped if it hadn't been bumped into, correct?
Well, I suppose you could say that.
Miss Faye? Do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of the severed cable?
Your Honor. I like how this is looking one bit. I have to come up with something to try to regain some momentum.
I would also love to try a mooncake.
If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion.
Well then, let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break?
Larry. So it has... I will present Larry.
We don't have Larry!
Profiles! Wait, what's his name? Doug.
You're
Who the
too-
fuck is Larry again?
Larry
Oh, yeah, I
Butts.
remember.
It was Marvin Grossberg. Winston Payne summoned lightning.
Yeah, I would present Doug.
Why would you present Doug?
Because he got pushed into the pole and that made it fall down.
Where does it imply that? Something had to have bumped the wire.
Couldn't it bump the pole?
No, the wire needs to be bumped. That's what they said. The light is
Did they say
bumped.
that, or did they say anything? The cable.
So it's a cable some sort of power. The old power cable broke due to some sort of impact on 4-9.
I mean, the only moving object we know of is Doug, who was shoved. Is all I'm saying.
Alright, fine.
This is it. This is why the cable snapped.
Well, Your Honor,
I believe that the only thing that has snapped is the mind of the defense.
that was one of your best lines yet, Your Honor.
Ouch, that was harsh. Please, Your Honor, give me one more chance.
Well then, let's hear it.
Is Doug tall enough to reach the cable? I figured it bumped into the pole and that made it snap.
I think we need to figure out what hits the wire, not the pole. They said the wires were brittle, so presumably the wire got hit.
Well, what I was saying was if you bumped the pole would tug on the wire and create tension and that could make it snap.
My guess is the umbrella.
I was thinking about that, but how would that work? When would the umbrella have gotten up there?
Well, one issue that we have is that Phoenix says he pushed the guy, and then he fell backwards and landed on his umbrella, which broke it. But as we can see in this image, he clearly has fallen forwards, even though the push mark was on the front of the jacket, and also the umbrella is not underneath him anymore. So clearly he had to have gotten up at some point. And then maybe, due to the break, or maybe due to wind for all we know, the umbrella went and bumped into the pole, into the wire, causing it to snap.
You could try to send it. This is it.
Nah, damn it. We gotta think harder. He died shortly after 3. They said the wire broke slightly before 3. Not the umbrella.
Is the newspaper? No, not that.
Yeah, it's unrelated.
Victim fell on top of umbrella. Loud sound when this happened.
Like this.
I mean, that would be my next guess, but I'm just throwing things out. Your Honor, please think back to Mr. Wright's testimony.
The defendant's testimony?
He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise.
I could see the argument here is that if he pushed him to the ground and then the wire snapped, clearly the wire would not have been far enough for it to reach him, and so he can't be held culpable for anyone's death due to the wire, I presume.
Oh, maybe. Now, this happened at around 3 p.m., correct?
It happened about 5 minutes before.
Yes, that sounds right. Wait, are you saying that...
The lab equipment lost power at 2:55 p.m., which fits right in Mr. Wright's timeline. In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage.
Okay, so you were right. It was that he caused the thing to break, but it wasn't him doing it. If that made sense.
I'm a little confused.
The answer is Phoenix caused the bump, not that Doug being bumped was what caused the bump. If that makes sense.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Yes! The prosecution also came to that same conclusion. And it was that very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted. No, you dumb bitch!
I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne.
The picture clearly shows the wire does not reach the ground level.
What's that supposed to mean?
Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See them, Bella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right. The victim banged into that pole as a result of being pushed. I was right all along.
Damn. I hate when you're right and I'm wrong.
It was that impact that caused the cable to break.
Yeah, I was assuming they needed to have hit the wire, not the pole.
Well, that makes sense. And then the victim was electrocuted.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no. It doesn't make sense at all.
The most realistic thing to have occurred in this trial so far is a university not repairing extremely old and fragile high-voltage cable.
If the victim was shoved into the far pole, then he couldn't have been electrocuted by this severed cable in the foreground here.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, that makes sense, because if we assume the umbrella did not move from where he was pushed, then yeah.
In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim.
In other words, Skibidoo.
Order! Order in the court!
Ribs.
A Sunday.
Ah, the lamentations of my enemy. How I long to hear them.
I haven't had a Sunday in ages. I wish I had a Sunday.
It's true. The defense is absolutely correct.
I haven't had a root beer float in ages.
Dude, I would kill
Seem to be anything. Why did you go but...
for a root beer float. Or any float. I like other flavors of floats as well. Coke floats are nice. Mr. Judge, sir? May I say something? The Madam Attorney's explanation. She said some things that are a little different than I remember them.
What?
What the... I can imagine an orange float with like a sherbet might be pretty good. Because then you get that creamsicle vibe.
Oh, what about a cream soda float? That would be all the sugar you need for a whole week.
I would kill for a cream soda float. Yes, just one more. May I testify one last time, please, Mr. Judge?
Of course it's alright. Just go right ahead and give your new testimony.
This is it. She's finally starting to show her true colors.
Yellow. What I witnessed, part 2. Truth is, Fanny pushed him twice. The first time was into the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. Then Dougie tried his best to run away from him, but Feeney caught up and crashed into him from behind. The cable snapping, don't you being electrocuted, it all occurred in less than a minute.
So after being shoved?
You know, it's kind of weird. Like, okay, think of it this way. If we presume that Dahlia is the murderer, and, like, because obviously she is, you know, fucking around at this point, why would she have come in with the intention to, like, try to give an argument that would defend Phoenix? Isn't her ideal outcome Phoenix being found guilty?
Yeah, I don't know. And now she's saying things that would make him look guilty, so I don't even know.
Yeah, like, my first guess is, like, maybe, okay, what if she didn't actually want Phoenix to die? Maybe she did just want to kill Dougie, since he's her ex, and he is trying to tell Phoenix to stay away from her, so she's being a little bit of a bitch about it. I say a little bit of a bitch to a murderer, so she goes through it to try to kill Dougie, but presumably she doesn't want Phoenix to also be found guilty, so she needs to find an explanation that manages to make Phoenix not guilty without making it obvious that she's the one who did it too.
Maybe.
There's a chance for that. She was right about things. She had a reason to not want him in jail. I don't know what you're saying. I mean, if we're going off of, like, if her name literally is a play off of the Black Dahlia, then she presumably might have killed multiple people, possibly her exes, and might have planned to kill Phoenix at some point. And she can't kill Phoenix if Phoenix is arrested.
The victim got up and tried to run away.
That is when the defendant pushed him for the second time.
I'm so sorry, Feeny, but I just have to tell the truth. Am I doing the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge?
Of course you are, my dear. As painful as it may seem, you are.
Judge, she still committed perjury?
Now then, Miss Faye, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
Man, I gotta say, people in the Phoenix Wright universe, really don't give a shit about perjury, do they?
Oh, not at all. Like, that was one thing I noticed very quickly.
Like,
there are no consequences for lying in court.
Is perjury just not a crime in this universe? Like, every crime punishable like death except for assault and perjury.
Miss Hawthorne, previously in your testimony, you said the following.
Tiger says, lying is not a crime. I presume you mean crime. Yeah, lying in general is not a crime. Lying in court under oath is a big crime. It's called perjury. It's why you have to say, I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Because otherwise, if you lie in court, you are trying to interfere with the legal process, and so they need a punishment so people don't do that. And so, perjury.
Actually, I didn't see the moment you pushed Dougie.
I'm sorry. I wanted to protect Feeny.
So that's why you basically lied to the court?
Basically is an understatement. Literally lied. Oh yeah, lying's not a crime in this universe. I was a bad girl. I know, Mr. Judge?
Yes?
Would you please forgive me?
Of course you won't. What you did is called perjury.
Apparently it is a crime!
It was just a little old white lie.
Apparently that is in fact a crime! They brought it up! I didn't expect for them to acknowledge the thing that gets ignored in every single one of these games. Like, often there are characters who are mistaken and we correct them, which is fine. But people who are outright lying about things don't seem to get punished.
Oh yeah, Luna, the judge has sucked the entire series. He's kind of the
Like,
worst.
he's very incompetent and easy to sway, but it does seem like in the end he is trying to go for the actual, like, truth and justice of the situation. It's just that he's very easy to convince one way or the other.
Yeah, but he does follow the logic once you lay it out for him at the very least.
Yeah. Sometimes the questions in these kind of games feel like you have to explain to a 5-year-old, so it's nice that they gave us an actual 5-year-old in universe to explain it to.
Well, forget it this time. But please be more careful from now on, alright?
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Judge.
Not at all.
Judge had better be more careful himself. Dark Alley is friendlier than that girl.
Why is Mia really considering murdering the judge? I got an achievement called Beware, Your Honor, for pressing that one. So apparently, yeah, Mia's like, I will kick your entire ass to the judge.
You're saying you actually saw the victim get pushed into the electrical pole?
I know he doesn't look it, but Feeny can be a bit of an imp when he wants to be.
Oh, really?
I never imagined that he would cause an electrical cable to break. Feeny really is scary when he gets mad.
Yes, he sounds like a very dangerous individual indeed.
I do think that Mia might have some anger issues, given that she repeatedly punched and hit Grossberg and is now mentally threatening to murder the judge. Like, I feel like she might have some issues to work out.
So, let me get this straight.
I can give it to you, Gay.
You were happily listening to the music on your headphones while you watched this scene unfold?
Miss Faye, I have to ask you to stop battering the witness. I wasn't happy. I was so scared that I couldn't even move. All I could do was stand there and cheer them on.
Cheer them on? What do you mean by that?
Well, I wished the best for them both, and that they would each give the fight their all. And that I really, really hoped that Phoenix would kill my ex-boyfriend. Honestly, kind of a letdown that he didn't.
It's very sweet of you to be so supportive.
It's kind of a beta maneuver to not kill the ex-boyfriend. You gotta be a real alpha to murder all of your girlfriend's exes. Anyways, watch Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
The Netflix anime was really good.
Watch the live-action movie and then the Netflix one, because the Netflix one is also very good, but you need to watch it afterwards.
And what happened after that?
That doesn't sound quite right. There were handprints found on the chest of the victim's leather jacket. Mr. Payne, were there also prints found on the back of his leather jacket?
Well, no, there weren't. Faye, may I suggest that you listen a little more carefully? I said that he crashed into him from behind, right? My Feeny wouldn't leave any prints behind in that case, would he?
Did you actually witness the moment the victim was electrocuted?
Sorry, I didn't actually see it. I turned my eyes away.
That's understandable as I twang-a-lang on my pompadour. Must you suckle?
Yes, indeed. It would have been a sight for anyone to behold.
If I don't figure out the contradiction here. It's all over. She didn't have much time to come up with her lies, so this is my best chance. There must be a hole in her testimony somewhere. Think, Mia.
I know where it is. Backward, do you know?
Genie pushed him twice. First time is in the electrical post and the cable broke. But he tried his best to run away. No pressure from behind. Cable someone to the best to occur less than a minute. I feel like... Oh wait, is it this right here, or does that not match the time frame?
Yup, because the time on the watch says that it was 3:05, while the blackout says that it was 2:55. That's a 10-minute gap. So I assume the photo of the time of death.
That's enough, witness.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
You will in a minute. Could you please take a look at this picture?
Oh, that medicine. That's the one Feeny likes to take for his cold.
It's not the medicine I want you to look at. It's the wristwatch. It stopped at the precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, 3:05 p.m.
Yes, and your point is, Miss Faye?
My point is this. What time was it when the lab suffered that power outage due to the cable snapping?
Well, according to the student's testimony and my own divinations, the answer is clear. It was 2:55 p.m.
Would you care to explain to the court, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? What exactly happened during this 10-minute interval?
Well, Doug got up, and then Phoenix knocked him over again, then he got up, then he got knocked over again, then he got up, and they kind of went on for 10 minutes, and then he got pushed into an electrical cable.
The defense proposes that
Take me to dinner first.
it was during this interval that the real murderer killed Mr. Doug Swallow.
Order! Order in the court! Why you...
Creamsicle.
This is nonsense! The real murderer? It couldn't possibly be some sort of wizard who was invisible nearby casting lightning spells.
Even you can't deny that the time between the cable breaking and the electrocution are completely unaccounted for.
Maybe his watch was running fast.
Then who was it? Who else are you saying could have done it?
The only other person that was there, bub.
There's only one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow. Only after my client had left the scene. Was there a window of opportunity for the real killer?
Jane says, "Don't be silly, Creed. Watches don't run." That is fair, they only have hands.
Miss Faye? Is the defense ready to indict someone as this real killer?
Yes.
It's finally time. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Yes, Your Honor, we are ready.
Very well. But remember,
The 21st number.
Love was changed on the moment. If you accuse the wrong person, you will be penalized. Think very carefully before you speak, Miss Faye. Now then, Miss Faye, let's have who is the real killer?
This badge.
This badge.
Marvin Grossberg. Dahlia.
Rest in pain. It could only have been you, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. I don't know why I inserted Miss there.
People really like to basically be like, when they're the murderer, I was like, yeah, I was a witness to it. I was the only witness that's like, we've proven the other people here there couldn't have done it. So, what was that about being the only witness to it? Way to assert that you were the only one there.
What was... how could... The defense is grasping at straws! You are but casting cantrips!
10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of the electrocution.
Enough time to cast a ritual spell!
What exactly were you doing that whole time, Miss Hawthorne?
Hot take.
That is enough time to cast Unseen Servant without having to use a spell slot. Yeah,
Yeah.
that could have shoved him.
Hot take. Ritual spells are slept on.
I always look at if there's something that I'm like it says it's a ritual spell. I'm like, ooh, I could get that and not have to pay for it.
Have you seen the ritual caster feat?
No.
Take a look-see at that one sometime.
Does it let you cast any spells ritual?
No, but it gives some benefits to ritual spells. I don't know if they made an updated version of it for 24. Give me 1 second. I'll check right now.
The ritual caster feat.
Alright, I could find it. I'm right there. I'm seeing it as we speak. There's the S's. Ritual caster in 2024. I get an ability score increase. You choose a number of level 1 spells equal to your prof bonus that have a ritual tag, and you just get them. You can cast them with spells that you use. The spell's casting ability is increased by this feat.
From any magic class.
Yeah, you just choose any ritual spells. With this benefit, you can cast a ritual spell that you have prepared using its regular casting time rather than extended time for a ritual. Doing so doesn't require a spell slot. When you cast a spell this way, it also lets you cast one ritual spell for its regular speed.
Like per day?
Yes, for free. Basically, you cast it as if it was a ritual, but at its regular speed. Which is pretty nifty for some of the rituals. Yeah, sorry, is this not Yu-Gi-Oh? No, I don't play Yu-Gi-Oh! I play games with proper understanding of how mechanics work. Anyways, back on topic. Anyways, back off topic. Have you guys seen the new Scion class for D&D? I'm so freaking hyped. I need to make one of those. Whenever they come up with a new class for D&D, I'm always so interested. Anyways.
Were you really listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought?
Mako, one of the subclasses is called the Metamorph, and they can turn their arms into bone saws, flesh clubs, or like a bile cannon.
God, that's disgusting.
Yeah, they basically have control over their own body and other people's bodies in some regard. They are the martial subclass. They get extra attack as well. They do damage, and also not only are they an int-based martial subclass, they also are the healing subclass because they're the one who gets access to all the healing spells. So you get this person who can turn their arms into bone blades, who also is the one who's healing you, which I just think is delightful.
You said you could do things to other bodies. Are we talking about some, like, diver down shit?
I don't think they can diver down people, but it's implied that their ability to control their body is why they can heal people. They're basically making your body heal itself. But
That's
it's
for the best, yeah.
But yeah, like, compared to all the other ones, just like, I use the power of divine magic to heal you. I use primal berries to heal you. It's like, I control flesh and meat, and I make you heal faster. I can turn my arm into a cannon that shoots my own digestive enzymes at people. So cool!
It's like the Cruelty Squad build.
Yeah!
I find it hard to believe that you didn't lift a finger to stop the men dearest to you.
Order, Miss Faye.
Root beer float.
That vampire clan and WoD that can make people in the I'm sorry, is there a second piece of media other than Warhammer that has a clan that turns people into furniture? That,
World
for the
of
record,
Darkness?
is like the most horrific thing to me, like, imaginable, by the way. Like, I don't even like thinking about that shit.
That's fair. Some people are into it.
What is WOD? Just so I know.
I'd
to
assume
avoid ever
World of
experiencing
Darkness.
it. What is that?
I don't know. I've never actually experienced it.
Like, I don't
But I
even
assume
know,
it's
like, what
another
kind of thing is
TTRPG
it?
setting.
Oh, okay. Miss Hoth. Oh yeah, what did the judge say? I'm gonna look at that.
Yeah, it was cut off. That wasn't me.
Order, Miss Faye.
And then
What? I mean, why? That is to say.
what?
Jaden says, is the Cyan the body bullshit magic to Mystic's mind bullshit magic? No. Cyan is basically the revamped version of the Mystic. The only the metamorph is the physical one, like the warping their body. The other subclasses are bending space-time to teleport, whose end cap is I can teleport everybody around me 150 feet straight into the air. There is the telekinetic one, which is I can create a force field ball that I can use as a battering ram to slam into people. And the telepath, which is I can read everyone's mind. They're all very cool.
Oh, that's Vampire the Masquerade? Alright, I've decided not to experience that series ever now.
That's fair.
Miss Hawthorne, I believe you did witness the two men fighting on that day. However, after Mr. Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to his death by your ovarian hands.
Butterflies back. How can you say something so mean, Madam Faye? I didn't do anything.
Miss Faye, this is a very serious charge.
Your Honor! Please, I have something I want to say.
You, what is it?
Please strike everything the defense has said just now from the record.
What the? Are you daft?
You
Are you
punk!
daft?
Your Honor, she's gaslighting the court. When it comes to this, Mako hates furniture. I mean, that's fair.
That's fair.
You're totally wrong, Miss Faye. Dahlia, she couldn't do something like that.
Mr. Wright, get back in your seat. Bailiff, grab that man.
Leave my Dahlia alone.
That boy. He's gotten himself in way over his head.
Why did that need to be question marks? Oh, it's because he wasn't there. Oh, Mr. Grossberg, you're back.
It seems I've arrived just in nick of time. Found the police report on that incident in your newspaper clipping.
Police report. Reporting the incident 8 months ago.
Thank you so much. This is exactly what I was hoping for.
You'd better take a good look at it. It, details how you came to lose your boyfriend.
Ooh. Danger,
Now
danger.
then, the defense has made a very serious accusation. Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, really, Your Honor, that is penis.
May I interrupt you for just a moment, Mr. Prosecutor?
Don't you worry, my dear. I have the situation well in hand, and ball, crystal. Ponder my orb, dear. That is Go right ahead.
Madam Faye, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet Dougie? Teach me how to Dougie? Teach me how to Dougie?
Yes, I am.
Fucked up.
Not only am I saying you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also tried to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Phoenix Wright.
I told you that you should let me handle this.
Weep.
Sorry, please go ahead.
How can you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Feeny. The notion that I would try to frame him is ludicrous, like the rapper. This is all just too much for poor little me to bear. Now, bear with me, Mako. Imagine you're in a situation where there is a large animal, perhaps a bear of some sort, wanting to attack me. Bear with me. And I needed to send a careful message to you subliminally so that you would know to send help. Bear with me.
Oh, I get it.
Little girl is trying to ask what an author motive would be.
The answer to that lies somewhere in this police report. It must.
Stolen valor. I will steal any joke I find funny.
Eight months ago, an incident occurred in the basement cafeteria of this building.
They killed my lover of the time, Victor Timothy.
Oh yeah, Tiger, it's just a little bit of eternal torture. It's not a big deal. And then, that same day, the two of them accidentally meet. Your Honor.
We should check what this actually says. Reported the incident 8 months ago. Instant overview. Location: District Courthouse Cafeteria. Date and time: August 27th, 4 p.m. Victim: Diego Armando. Age 28. Occupation: lawyer. Suspect: Dahlia Hawthorne, age 19. Details: Armando ingested poison while interviewing the suspect regarding another case. Traces of the poison were found on the victim's coffee cup. No poison was found in the vicinity or on the suspect's person. It is unclear how the poison entered the victim's coffee cup. Yeah, that's why she gave him the necklace, because then he would have it and not her. Location: District Courthouse Cafeteria. Oh, it's only 2 pages. I thought there were 3. I was really hoping for 3.
The defense requests further testimony from Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Further testimony? What about?
About the events of the day when she first met the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What could that possibly have to do with this case?
Oh yeah, Shaq, I'm not looking at any... I mean, to be fair, there's nothing for me to look at, because I don't really follow anyone anywhere, so I'm not too worried about it. I just need to, like, if I see, like, 3 pixels of what looks like Ralsei's face on any YouTube thumbnail, I need to just look away from it.
Like, I've not looked on Tumblr, I've not gone on bluesky, like, I stay on the notifications page on bluesky when I need to make my announcements and whatnot. And on Discord, I am only checking the servers I know everybody there is trustworthy to spoiler and censor everything that relates to it if they do talk about it.
Yeah. Well, I have evidence that she did, in fact, had a very good reason.
Very well then, court grants the defense's request. Young lady, would you mind staying on for just a bit longer?
Of course not, Mr. Judge.
Get ready for the battle of your life, Dahlia Hawthorne.
How I Met My Feeny. How I Met Your Mother.
I first met my darling Feeny 8 months ago. It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse's basement reading room. The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. We've been going out ever since that fateful day.
We're so lovey-wovey, we literally make people sick. It's just jealousy, I think.
Mr. Wright, do that again and you will be held in contempt of court.
And now we enter the final act of our little drama.
As we used to say in the days of my youth, go get her!
So until the time, you had been dating Doug Swallow?
Yes, I'm a real fool, I know. Letting my emotions change so quickly, I'm ashamed of myself.
No, not at all. Look at me, I'm infamous for changing my mind.
That's a bad thing for a judge, I guess, but also a good thing for a judge, I guess?
My critics have even taken to calling me Judge Fickle. Ho, ho, ho.
You should look for a different line of work.
Despite that, however, he always hands down the correct verdict.
Does he?
That's why some people also call him the Great Judgini.
I mean, how would they prove that he didn't... Everybody's gonna assume a judge passes down the correct verdict. That either means that he did always pass on the correct verdict, or he's passed down a lot of incorrect verdicts that never got proven otherwise.
In the courthouse reading room? That's a strange place to meet the love of your life.
That's not true, Madam Faye. After all, Feeny was not only an art student, but he was also planning on becoming a lawyer.
I'm not talking about him, I'm talking about you, Miss Hawthorne. What was a literature student like you doing in a courthouse reading room?
Literature.
This line of questioning is a waste of time. It has nothing to do with our murder case.
Miss Faye, I'm warning you. This has nothing to do with Mr. Swallow's case.
I have to remember the judge is on Dahlia's side. I better tread carefully. Yeah, if the judge gets any angrier, we lose the whole case. Just have to hold my tongue for the time being.
Now then, young lady, please go on with your testimony.
Oh, how?
Tell us about the time you first met Phoenix Wright.
Skibbity. I'm just really happy I see my mouth moving over on the other screen now.
So what was it about Mr. Wright that made your heart malfunction like that?
Malfunction?
In my personal opinion, he just looks like a typical snotty-nosed college brat.
Perhaps to a woman your age, but to me, Feeny is handsome.
Perhaps to you, Miss Hawthorne, but to the rest of the planet, he's a dime a dozen.
Yes, I'm judging your taste in men here.
Love
Yeah.
is a mysterious thing, and I object to this line of questioning on the grounds that what the fuck are you doing?
Are we really using, like, how undateable Phoenix is to accuse her of murdering him?
Like, look, I'm a powerful wizard, and I understand that that man has no riz to any degree whatsoever. But love is a confusing thing that eludes even the great mind of myself. So, Who gives a fuck on who this person dates? Maybe she likes the loser type. I don't know. Maybe she prefers a wizened man with a powerful pompadour. If you were to look at my wife, for example, you might all be shocked. She has an even bigger pompadour than mine. And a bigger penis.
He's telling the truth. It was truly shocking.
Especially the penis. Because of its size, chat, not because it exists. I'm not... Beautiful mushroom growing tall in the darkness. I mean, if we're gonna be on the topic, I guess. It comes from cow dung. The wife wears the penis in the family. That's the poem that best describes how I feel about my feenie. How I fiend about my feely.
That's a hell of a way to describe your boyfriend.
Is like a mushroom growing from shit.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit, but he has a dick. Is basically what she just said.
Dude's awful, but dick massive. Payne seems like the kind of guy to get pegged. Yes.
Were there any bad feelings between you and Mr. Swallow?
No, not at all. We parted on very good terms. He said, okay, see you later. I said, I'm going to electrocute you. Normal goodbye terms.
But that can't be.
Our investigation also shows that it was a clean breakup.
Huh, are you sure?
Yes, it seems that they were both wanted it that way.
So the victim wanted to break up with her?
Press further.
So you're saying that Mr. Swallow also wanted to break up with you?
Well, you see...
What a cruel thing to ask a lovely young lady like this! By the way, I have never once considered leaving my wife. On account of her massive penis.
No one cares, Mr. Payne.
I do.
She didn't deny it. That must mean... Doug Swallow must have seen through her little act. He must have gotten a glimpse of her true nature.
Listen to me, Mia. That woman has the judge in the palm of her hand, you see.
Hang on.
Check says, is it pegging if it's not a strap-on? No.
I'm back.
Pegging is explicitly with a strap-on check. If you just have the dick, that's just sex.
The only way to discredit her is to find a contradiction in her testimony.
Is this the one with the press further in it?
No, Chevronon, don't... People say, oh, I'm gonna say a not spoiler thing, and then they say a spoiler thing, so just don't... Okay, Pain scream at you getting your ass kicked. Okay, that's not really a huge spoiler. Your Honor, if you'll allow me some latitude, I think I can establish relevance. Please ask her to continue on with her testimony.
Very well, young lady. I've got a simple question for you. What were you doing downstairs in the courthouse reading room?
If it pleases your honor, the answer is simply this. Meth. I'd come to this court to do some research for a paper I was writing.
You were writing a paper? On what?
On the relationship between modern Senryu poetry and the criminal underworld. That is a stretch.
Oh, that sounds like a fascinating research idea.
That sounds like an idiotic research idea. Am I getting old? Now I've even forgotten what I've forgotten.
Again with the midlife crisis stuff.
Yeah, how did that girl really come to this courthouse? Isn't that what you wanted to know? And speaking of forgetting things, you haven't forgotten about the police report, have you? I went through a lot of trouble to get it, my dear, so be sure to read it carefully.
I have no idea what's going on here. What we're supposed to do.
I think we present the police report.
Miss Hawthorne, you weren't here because of your research paper, were you? Didn't you actually come here for a much more important reason?
What is the meaning of that cocky smile on your face, Miss Faye?
8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse, there was another tragedy.
Another tragedy?
You mean the incident in which an attorney was poisoned?
The name of the suspect in that incident is listed here in this report. And that name is Dahlia Hawthorne.
What?
What? The Dahlia Hawthorne?
Yes, the sweetie pie of the ruin's eye, Mrs. Dahlia Hawthorne. She was the prime suspect in a criminal case just 8 months ago.
Order! 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 This is unbelievable!
One of those
Did
really
nobody
big...
bother to check their criminal record before we brought it on as a witness?
I want one of those big Kit Kats. You know the big ones? That are like... It's the ones that are like the thickness of a stick?
Sure. I want Reese's sticks.
And I barely was able to read that in time. Mako, did you end up seeing that clip I sent you of the person who makes small food big, making the big Reese cup?
I saw the thumbnail and I was like, okay, I feel like I get the idea without actually having to watch this.
You don't respect me. Anyways...
I watched like almost everything you sent me, I just don't know what I would have gotten out of that one.
The recipe on how to make a giant Reese's cup!
I don't want to remember that.
The entertainment factor of seeing somebody make a giant Reese cup.
Well, I decided that it wasn't entertaining enough to me to bother watching that.
It's a good video, chat. They even have to like cut out the paper to like crinkle around it because, as they state, it's the most important part of a Reese's cup.
Yeah, the ridges are very important.
Miss Faye, that's not fair! You can't slander my witness with the case! Winston Payne will not allow...
Mr. Prosecutor, I believe I'm speaking.
Yeah, pardon me, go right ahead!
It's true that about 8 months ago, the police expressed some interest in me.
Expressed some interest, huh?
Mr. Judge, sir, I know I'm under oath, so I'll tell you the absolute truth. I did not commit the crime that occurred during that incident 8 months ago. As I'm under oath, I will definitely admit the full truth about a murder. That's how that works. Yeah, Check's right. It's about the journey, not the destination, Muck.
But the destination is a Reese's Cup, and it is about that.
It's a big Reese cup that you eat like a pie!
Yeah, I care way more about that than the actual process behind that.
I don't know, it's just fun to see people make things. The art of
I
creation. I love people making things.
Okay, tied the two crimes together. Now I've just got to stay on the offensive.
Dahlia. Oh, you've really lit a fire in my heart and my blood.
I can't with this fucking guy. I can't.
I can hardly tell which is more inflamed, my spirit or my hemorrhoids.
Mako, you're a delight. I'm glad to have you here.
How many times is he gonna talk about that?
The poisoning. I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day. I left my seat for just a moment, and that's when it happened. From what I heard, it was a liquid poison that is lethal at just 2 teaspoons. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get poison like that. I think you would.
So that's what happened here 8 months ago.
However, as you heard from the witness's testimony, she had nothing to do with it. I think the defense is just about out of tricks.
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Payne. But I'm afraid the defense has many more tricks up its sleeve today. And I'll be sure to show them to you before the end of this cross-examination.
What the? Why does the defense suddenly feel stronger? Have you put up abjuration spells?
Aha! Mira, you're glowing with a true lawyer's aura, my dear. That proud posture and self-confidence, absolutely smashing.
Those massive tits!
Who are you talking about with the defense attorney?
Well, I'm sorry, but that's confidential.
According to the report, you were being interviewed regarding another case.
The lawyer that was killed. He said he wanted to talk about an incident I was caught up in when I was younger.
Why don't you tell us all what that incident was?
That has absolutely nothing to do with this case.
Objection sustained. The defense's question is stricken from the record.
Thanks, Judge. You get involved in a lot of incidents, don't you, Miss Author?
Well, I guess I was just born under a bad sign. It just said murderer. It was kind of fucked up.
Don't worry, Dolly. I'll protect you.
You heard the man. Now that is true love, young lady.
Also, you're in contempt of court.
Oh, Feeny. Please.
Ugh, those two really are making me ill, albeit for decidedly different reasons. Sorry, I just imagined a game where you play as Grossberg, and instead of a lawyer's badge, you just have your hemorrhoids that you show everyone.
Take a look at these.
How long were you gone?
I'm gonna kill you.
I've already answered all these questions for the police. If you must know, maybe 10 or 20 minutes?
Where were you during that stretch of time? Using the toilet?
What are you saying, Miss Faye? Toilet? My perfect little Dolly doesn't poop! Boy, there's a book that you gotta read. Everybody poops.
Is this guy homeschooled?
I don't think this guy's
You heard the
schooled.
defendant, Miss Faye. Better look next time.
That wasn't the defendant. That was a random person way over there. I mean, that wasn't. Yeah, that was the defendant, but it wasn't the witness. That's important.
Okay, please. But please, I've already looked into this whole matter. This line of questioning is nothing but a waste of the court's time.
Objection sustained. Miss Hawthorne, please continue with your testimony.
About how much liquid is 2 teaspoons? Yeah.
About 2 teaspoons? What? About one sixth? Is it a sixth of a tablespoon? Or is it? I think it's a sixth of a tablespoon.
Well, let me see. The bottle of eye drops says it's half, 1/2 fluid ounce, which is equal to 3 teaspoons.
So it's about 2/3 of that amount, huh?
Yeah, 2/3 of 1/2, which is 2/6, which is 1/3.
Yeah.
Poison was found in the lawyer's mug of coffee. Must have been after I left the table. I must have quietly slipped it in there.
A special kind of poison? How so?
Well, I heard that it's almost impossible to detect.
Oh, and where would something like that come from?
I'm sorry, all I know is what I heard the policeman saying. He said something about using advanced chemical processes to purify it?
Chemical processes? Well, that's quite impressive. Most impressive.
The better question is, how did the criminal get something like that? And that's the reason they didn't arrest you? Because no one could show how you could have gotten the poison?
I think that's a good enough reason, Madam Faye.
She's right, and I think we've all had enough of Miss Faye's questions.
So in essence, the main reason Miss Hawthorne was never arrested for this crime was because no one could show how she could have obtained the poison.
And all we have to do is find a way to establish how she could have gotten some, right? Okay, now just how did a lip student get hold of poison of all things? Alright, just press with whatever mentions that she's in pharmacology. Which might just be her profile.
She's not pharmacology, he is. He probably would have noticed that he would have been able to figure out the guy, if they got killed by a poison that they would have worked on. And that's how he, like, broke up. Was like, yeah, I'm not gonna date a person who poisoned somebody.
You wouldn't know how to get that kind of poison? I don't believe you.
What?
In fact, you had easy access to that kind of poison, didn't you? At your boyfriend's lab.
My boyfriend? You mean the victim, Doug Swallow?
That's right. Up till 8 months ago, Miss Hawthorne was dating Mr. Swallow. And if you'll recall, Mr. Swallow was a pharmacology student at Ivy University.
You know, I wonder if that's why he took the pills, because he assumes that the Cold Killer X pills were poisoned, as stated before, to try to kill Phoenix. So he took them away to try to save Phoenix.
Pharmacology? What arcane art is that?
His laboratory contained highly advanced chemistry equipment.
Ah, the alchemical arts.
In fact, without such equipment, the culprit could never have obtained such a rare and special poison. Well, Miss Hawthorne, it seems you had access to such a poison after all. And then it was a matter of slipping it into the victim's coffee when he wasn't looking. The only person who could have done that was the one sitting at this very table. You. His
No!
Order! Could it be?
Cheesecake.
That's nothing.
May I say something, Madam Faye?
What is it, Miss Hawthorne?
Bitch. The amount of poison in that coffee was 2 teaspoons, correct? In order to carry that much liquid, you need some kind of container.
There we go.
Well, yes, that's true.
I was searched immediately after the incident took place.
Quite true. In fact, the entire courthouse was turned upside down. I even called upon the arcane divination magics to locate the container that held the poison, and found naught but anything there.
But they didn't find a suspicious container anywhere, did they? Even with some weird guy waving his hands around, acting like he was casting magic.
She's right.
No, the
She
defendant's
mentioned that in
right.
the report.
That's the Hawthorne.
Well, you could have easily gotten rid of something that small.
Excuse me, madam, but this was a court of law. If you're saying I threw a poison container away, I think you need to show some kind of proof.
Proof? She got me good with that.
Love it when the lawyer's like, proof? I gotta do that?
That's an evidence, I'll have to disallow this line of questioning, Miss Faye. Unless we can come up with some good evidence, we're going to lose this lead.
Police conducted a full body search of Dahlia and of the entire courthouse. And yet the container holding the poison disappeared right after the crime occurred.
You're going to accuse the young lady of committing the murder? And where is the container the poison was carried in? What happened to it?
Give it a few kicks. You were forced to get rid of the container in a hurry, weren't you? And that's why you passed it on to someone that had nothing to do with the case.
Lenore said also Creed called this super early. Yeah, I'm the best.
Someone that you knew wouldn't be searched.
He just led me to this spiky-haired guy. In fact, he looked like the defendant over there, but he had nothing to do with it, so I ignored him.
I have to provide a source?
Who is this person?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, of course.
So the defendant was the witness's accomplice?
Of course not. She gave the poison to him, disguised as a present.
What? But that's...
That's a charming little necklace.
I'm gonna take a little swig from that.
Is this a little bottle? It's really quite cute. So, what about it? What does it mean, Miss Faye?
The day that the witnesses met and fell for Mr. Phoenix Wright was 8 months ago. August 27th, the very same day as the poisoning incident. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave my client a present. All for the purpose of hiding the one piece of evidence that would give her away.
What? Are you saying there's a deadly poison in here?
No, there's no longer any poison in that bottle. However, I'm certain if the crime lab were to analyze it, they would find a trace amount.
Phoenix Wright, I've never washed it.
Probably didn't even know it was a bottle.
I mean, I think they mention it being a bottle when they talk about it, like, directly.
No.
Order in the court.
A souffle. You can't do that! On behalf of Dahlia, I object!
Mr. Wright, control yourself. You aren't even an arcane user.
I won't let you bully her like this.
Mr. Wright, I thought I told you to stay in your seat.
Mr. Wright, why? Why are you going through so much trouble to protect her?
Why? Because I'm madly in love with her. Contempt.
Madly in love. I haven't heard anyone say that in a long time.
Mr. Wright, have you ever thought about this?
Like in general?
Why exactly would a woman like Dahlia Hawthorne want to date you anyway?
I'm a solid 10. Well, I guess she must be madly in love with me too.
Mr. Wright, please, open your eyes.
She knit me this sweater.
You are like a solid 2. You suck. You're ugly. You're a piece of shit. No one likes you. At this point in the trial, I think it should be obvious to everyone. The real reason that Dahlia Hawthorne is dating you is... because that necklace.
Yeah, that's why she keeps asking for it back.
Dahlia Hawthorne was not and is not madly in love with you. The only thing she's after is that bottle necklace you love to wear around your neck.
My necklace?
Back there in the waiting room, you said it yourself.
Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now.
The strange girl must give up his necklace.
For Dahlia Hawthorne, that necklace is irrefutable evidence of her crime. That's why she absolutely had to get it back.
I love that her genius serial killing plans were thwarted because she happened to find the biggest idiot she possibly could. You're lying.
But you never gave it back to her. And make things worse for her, you insisted on showing it to everyone you met. That's why she...
I don't believe you. No, that's a lie! Wow!
Mayor, are you alright? But the defendant is getting away. Mayor, hurry, after him. Mayor, are you alright?
Yes, I think so.
Boy, he went completely insane.
Where's Mr. Wright?
It looks like the bailiff caught him, so he should be back soon enough.
I'm not entirely clear what just happened. Why did we black out?
I don't... Thank goodness. Oh no!
What is it?
The bottle necklace. Miss Hawthorne's present. It's gone.
What? That's terrible.
God, Phoenix is such a fucking idiot. Mr. Wright must have grabbed it when he slammed into me.
Oh, that's what happened. Okay.
Foolish boy. That's the only thing that could have saved him. What in blazes are we supposed to do now? Mr. Wright, this sort of behavior is unprecedented in the history of this court.
I'm sorry. It is a bit of a shame that Phoenix is such a simp in this one because he's way better at like these kind of things in the other games was. Like he does not fuck around in the other ones. Which I guess after dating a serial killer, you'd be like, okay, I've completed anything I need to do with that realm of thing. I'm done with women.
I'm afraid that your apology is not enough.
What are you about?
Forgive me, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Just give back the necklace.
Yes, Lenoir, that's why he's with Edgeworth. His relationship with Dahlia was so traumatizing that he swore off women forever and now exclusively dates men. Don't eat the poison necklace!
Oh my god.
I was going to joke that he ate it, and I did not expect that it was a thing, because I was like, nah, it's kind of a stupid joke, but no, apparently, yeah.
That is a wild fucking... You what?
You ate it?
If it still had any poison traces left inside of it, imagine him just getting sick and just like vomiting on the thing, and it's like, yep, that proves it. It was too big to swallow, so I had to chew it into little bits first. But yeah,
Did he just
eat glass?
Did he bite and chew glass?
I hope that necklace was plastic. What the, like, at least plastic is less reactive in your body and less sharp in your body than glass. You ate glass?
What the?
What? What is he doing now?
Actual feral fucking creature. Right eats fucking glass and lives? Look, eating glass is an actual talent people can do. It is an impressive trick. Do not try to learn it on your own. Feeny can be a little imp, says Lenoir. Yeah, I guess so.
Your Honor, you gotta stop the trial.
Namely to take this man to a hospital.
Mr. Wright, are you feeling okay? Does your stomach hurt? That bottle you swallowed may have had some poison left in it.
It seems that the defendant has proven the prosecution's case for us. Clearly that bottle did not contain a deadly poison.
It trace amounts to none of the kill. How can you be so sure?
I think that's obvious. As you can see, the defendant is still very much alive, even without needing to detect poison, or restoration. That's also one that does that.
As you can see, the defendant has only lost 3 HP.
They just look at Phoenix and goes, ah, oh, ah, ee, ah, ooh, ah.
As for the poison, more likely a fledgling defense attorney's overactive imagination.
So it would seem.
No, there must be some mistake. The bottle must not have had any poison left in it.
What if it cures his cold?
Either that or the poison must have lost its potency.
There! It's all right. Trusting your client is the most noble thing a defense attorney can do. And it's heartwarming to see you place this much faith in Mr. Wright. But that is it for us on the prosecution side, too. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life.
Shouldn't do that.
Which is why I can state that your assessment of her is completely wrong.
That's enough. Unfortunately, Miss Faye, I cannot accept your explanation of the events.
But why?
We can order to get his stomach pumped. We should also just get his stomach pumped.
This may be impossible for a beginner like you to understand. But in a court of law, evidence is everything.
I'm sure we have something showing that it required 2 tablespoons. I think the police report.
So you're telling me, canonically, if the defendant just runs over and starts eating the evidence, that is an admissible proof that evidence is not, like, usable? What the
Well, you can't
fuck?
use it now.
Even after I proved so much, is she going to get away with everything?
Well, now that the suspicion surrounding Miss Hawthorne has been cleared up, I will proceed with the trial.
Mr. Wright!
I'm going to take a nap. Falls over. I'm sorry, Miss Faye. I totally slipped my mind. I'm really, really sorry. I know you believed in me, and I feel like I really let you down.
Mr. Wright, what are you trying to say?
There's something I forgot to tell you.
What is it?
That day, the day I met Doug Swallow.
That girl, she's here more.
Hey, it's none of your business.
I ever say, she's here in the bad news.
You're like,
This is me. Something you need to know about that girl. Last night, someone stole some poison from our lab. The same thing happened 8 months ago. A drug sample was stolen. She came to the lab that time, too. It could only have been her. That girl is a thief.
stop it! Don't talk about her like that.
Is it true? Did he really say that?
That's ridiculous!
My question is, why is Phoenix, like, indicting her 3 minutes after he chewed glass to protect her?
Because they said that, like, Mia has, like, utter, complete faith in him. And he's realizing, this person is giving their all to try to prove my innocence, and I am not helping them.
I did not see the moment he had that realization at all.
After, like, Payne was like, it's heartwarming to see you, like, do that, and, like, it's what you're supposed to do, like, you give it your all to to fully believe you're the defendant. He, like, suddenly stood up with a ... exclamation point. Like, he was, like, suddenly aware of something. I got worried and came back to have a look. And she was there. Dahlia was right there. She was crouched down next to him.
What?
She told me not to ever tell anyone about it, but... I'm sorry, Dolly.
Your Honor, the defendant is...
Miss Faye, you tell them. Dolly didn't do it. She's innocent.
So Dahlia stole poison 8 months ago too, huh? If you put that together with Mr. Wright's testimony, then there's only one possible conclusion. The defense believes that Miss Dahlia Hawthorne stole some poison on the night before she killed Doug Swallow.
The night before?
Naturally, her motive for stealing it was to kill someone.
Miss Faye.
If you're so certain of your theory, then let me ask you this.
Yeah, this is your last chance. Think carefully now. There's something that she desperately wanted to get back. Therefore...
Lenore says Creed has gotten very good at Ace Attorney logic. I just think I have good deductive reasoning skills.
Exactly who was Miss Dahlia Hawthorne planning to kill?
That's quite obvious. Phoenix Wright. Again, that voice does not sound anything like what I...
in Miss Dahlia's Hawthorne's way.
That doesn't sound anything like what I expect Mia to sound like. But yeah, obviously she needs to get the necklace back, and the only way to do that is to poison him, and so of course they poisoned the pill bottle, which is what was taken by Dog.
And that person was... Mr. Phoenix Wright.
You predicted where this case was gonna go like 10 minutes in, it's been 2 hours. Fair. Me?
That's preposterous! After all, it was Doug Swallow that was murdered.
Well, it's true that that's how things worked out. But let's remember that Mr. Swallow died of electrocution, not poison. The person that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison was, in fact... you, Phoenix Wright. There's no one else that it could be.
You know, I just got reminded of... Because this person's clearly a serial killer who was involved in a lot of incidents, it reminded me of, I'm gonna try to not be spoilery for some reason, but the serial killer from Danganronpa 1, it was just really funny how in the trial, they explained that they would never change their MO, and everybody just believes that. Like, they're a serial killer. They kill people in a very specific way. They're not just gonna change it randomly, and that's apparently a viable argument for not committing the murder. Just remember that. Like, it's such a stupid thing to argue, but sure, fine, whatever. And also, to be fair, Lunicon was right. This is the first trial. It's a tutorial. It's supposed to be easy.
But how can that be? I thought Mr. Wright and Miss Hawthorne were in love.
No!
Poor Mr. Wright. This must be killing him. Hang in there. I'll bring her to justice. I swear it. As I said before, the only thing Miss Hawthorne truly cared about was... the one piece of evidence linking her to that incident 8 months ago.
And she was never able to, like, take it while he was asleep or something? Has he, like, never taken it off?
That's right. The bottle necklace. That's all she cared about.
And even so, why would she go so far as to murder him?
8 months ago, just after the fall of that attorney in the basement cafeteria, Dahlia Hawthorne could think of only one thing. How to get rid of the bottle necklace as quickly as possible.
No, it can't be.
It was a pretty good move she made, too. The evidence was missing for a long time. But there was just one big problem.
Phoenix Wright is an idiot.
Although she got him to hide the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it to her. The tiny little bottle was a cherished treasure. He even showed it to everyone he met.
You mean that's why she tried to kill Mr. Wright?
Correct, Your Honor. It was to retrieve that piece of evidence.
That can't be true! Phoebe, what a joke you are.
I will not dramatically twirl my hair now that everyone knows that I'm the murderer.
How can any woman ever count on you for anything? Even I told you time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and that necklace. You disgust me.
Miss Hawthorne?
It appears that we're nearing the end of this trial.
Fine. I can tell you all plan on making me into a criminal no matter what I say.
You are a criminal, Miss Hawthorne.
We'll see about that. But first, where's your evidence? It seems your sniveling little crybaby of a client has eaten the bottle as a snack.
Well,
Hey, old man, are you senile or something? Why don't you say something instead of sitting there with that dumb look on your face?
Miss Hawthorne, what's happened to you?
Are you really that shocked? You know, like Doug Swallow? Or do you prefer me this way, Mr. Judge? With absolutely no proof, you treat a voluntary witness like she's a mass murderer. Well, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now if you don't mind.
But we're not finished.
Fine. Ask this nasty old hag to finish up already.
I can't let her get away this time.
Stop, Mia. If you keep on pushing without any evidence, you could pay the ultimate price as a lawyer.
$2!
The ultimate price?
You'll be forced to take off your attorney's badge forever, I'm afraid.
No!
You'd better think it over carefully, Miss Fay. Or should I say, Miss Gray.
Miss Fay, can you provide evidence that would establish her guilt once and for all?
If I mess up here, my career as a lawyer is over. But to be honest, at this point I don't have any evidence that's well-founded. Even so, I'd rather lose my attorney's badge and let her get away with murder. Your Honor, the defense would like to present proof.
Impossible! You can't possibly!
Stupid woman.
It is the opinion of the court that there has already been enough discussion. Therefore, I will allow only one piece of evidence to be presented.
Just what?
If you are unable to establish her guilt, then I'm afraid that a very harsh verdict will be immediately handed down on Mr. Wright.
I understand, Your Honor.
I can just imagine the headlines for tomorrow's newspaper. Up-and-coming lawyer plummets to earth before she gets the chance to soar.
She was planning to poison Mr. Wright. If that's the case, then the poison was probably in there.
They didn't need to spell it out for me, game.
Then, Miss Fay, please present your evidence. Show to this court irrefutable proof that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison Mr. Wright's pupils.
Cold Killer X.
Here it is, Your Honor. The evidence that will prove her guilt once and for all.
Cold Killer X, Phoenix Wright's beloved cold medicine.
Does our rookie defense attorney have a bit of a cold? Have somebody casting a sickening ray upon thee? Knave?
If I did, I still wouldn't take this cold medicine. You know, it does have killer in the name.
Yeah, it kills
like
you
I
cold.
said. After all, it's been poisoned.
What?
Remember what the defendant said in his testimony.
But I lost my auto around lunchtime on the day of the accident. How was you with Dolly? Just the two of us.
She was the one who took his bottle of Cold Killer X. Then she poisoned it, knowing that Mr. Ray was going to take some.
Now you're really grasping at straws! After all, it was the victim, Dog Swallow, that was holding the medicine.
I would like the court to recall the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Where did Miss Hawthorne hide the evidence?
Huh? What are you talking about?
8 months ago, the poison was hidden in her bottle necklace, which she then gave to someone else for safekeeping. Someone she had accidentally run into in the reading room. My client, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yes, that's right. She did the same thing this time as well. After shoving the victim, Mr. Phoenix Wright left the scene of the crime. That is when the murderer, Dahlia Hawthorne, appeared. With her, she was carrying the poison bottle of Cold Killer X. This, of course, was so she could carry out her plan to murder Mr. Wright.
I believe she did testify that she was going to meet with the defendant.
Yes, and she heard and saw everything that happened at the scene of the crime, including what the defendant and the victim were arguing about and the cut electrical cable. That's when she realized, I can't allow Doug Swallow to live. She used the severed electrical cable to silence him forever. Unfortunately for her, this is when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left at the scene, came back to check on the victim. And on top of that, because of the power outage, some students showed up as well. It's hardly any wonder that she was, as she put it, in a state of panic. Recall that she was carrying that bottle of poison cold medicine. She must have thought, what if they search me like they did 8 months ago?
I see. That's how they put it.
8 months ago? I'm not really paying attention!
Yes, she disposed of the evidence exactly the same way as she did back then. She had someone else hold it, in this case, Doug Swallow.
Oh, come on now, everyone. Surely you aren't fooled, are you? This stupid woman, she's nothing but a filthy, stinking liar. Right, Mr. Prosecutor?
Huh? Yes, that's exactly right. It's just pure desperation.
I wonder which one of us is the desperate one. So, Miss Hawthorne. This cold medicine. I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some.
You're not allowed to drug the witness?
Just enough for a second plateau. Well, Mr. Wright ate that necklace of yours, right? Now it's your turn to prove your innocence. What do you say? If I'm just a filthy, stinking liar, then there's no need to worry. So come on, show us! I dare you to take some of this medicine right now.
Faye? Faye?
It's Mia.
Do you think you've won? Well, do you, Faye? That's just fine. For the time being, victory is yours.
For the time being.
Well, I have a very long memory, you know. You and I will meet again, I'm certain of it.
Hmm.
Well then, Mr. Judge, I'll see you later too, okay?
Huh? Why, yes.
I'm gonna go spend a little quality time with Men in Blue now. I wish you all the best.
It's finally all over.
I refuse to accept this!
Dude, she literally just like, I'm gonna go let myself get arrested now.
The defense hasn't shown a scrap of evidence to support this outrageous claim!
Check the
But even so, your witness seems to have accepted it.
I don't care! I'm wasting pain, you fuck! I'm a wizard! And I don't believe one word that rookie lawyer has said! I swear upon my non-existent penis, which grants me my magical powers.
Well then, Mr. Payne, let me ask you this.
Yes?
Would you care? I was about to say, is she gonna try to fucking kill him? Would you care to try this cold medicine?
What? No, it's poison!
Just a little earlier, I could have sworn you said.
For the record, whatever noises you were just making were so fucked up that Discord didn't. I didn't even hear you make a sound that entire time you were reading his dialogue.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
So, if she's so trustworthy, then I'm sure there couldn't possibly be any poison in here, right?
You see, yes. Look, I don't have a very good constitution score. I'm not gonna risk it.
Here comes the backpedal. Come on now, rookie killer. Show this rookie how it's done. How much trust do you really have for this woman? Are you willing to bet your life?
Mr. Payne, about Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll file the papers for her immediate arrest. I've lost my wizard powers.
Tragic, but not surprising.
My parents, a Barbie doll and the Hewlett-Packard printer will be so disappointed in me.
Hewlett-Packard? What?
A Hewlett-Packard printer. This is a reference to the first trial of the second game, in which I referenced my parents being a Barbie doll and a Hewlett-Packard printer.
I knew there was something suspicious about her from the very beginning.
Don't lie, just admit you were wrong.
By the way, Miss Faye,
Yes, Your Honor?
was it just me, or did you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne seem to know each other?
Your Honor, whether we did or not has no bearing on this case.
Very well. Mr. Payne.
This can't be happening. It's a nightmare.
It appears Mr. Payne has lost his spirit along with his hair. Does the defendant have anything further to say?
It can't be true. My dear Dolly. Sure.
Very well then. I believe I am ready to pass judgment and bring this trial to an end. The court finds the defendant, Phoenix Wright.
Good.
Not guilty.
I love her fucking
Confetti!
confetti. It's so stupid.
The judge clones are appeased.
This court is adjourned.
April 11, 3:16 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3.
You were wonderful in there.
Thank you for everything, Mr. Grossberg.
During the verdict, I thought my hemorrhoids were going to explode like Mount Vesuvius.
Mr. Grossberg, do you, maybe think you could stop talking about them?
That's rather rude.
No! Talking about your hemorrhoids in public is rather rude.
Anyway, this case really made me think. What does it really mean to have a relationship of mutual trust with a client? Perhaps these be veteran lawyers who have lost sight of this.
Oh, Mr. Wright, congratulations. I thought McAvoy's Mia the artist thing a little bit.
Thanks, you know, I was thinking...
Go on.
The Dahlia that I saw up there on the witness stand, I don't think that was really her.
Wyatt?
Yeah, the Dahlia I know would never have said those kind of terrible things. Maybe she was like, I don't know, a fake or something.
Boy, this poor kid still hasn't got a clue. You need to forget about her, Mr. Wright. For your own sake.
The Phoenix Wright definitely does not know that the clitoris is like a body part that women have. Like, he gives those vibes.
You're probably right. That's probably for the best.
Also, you need to relax a bit more. Try to grow up a little.
But... Stupid button bot! Out of all my friends, everyone says I'm the most grown up.
What kind of company is this guy keep?
Right now, I'm starting to become a lawyer myself.
That's what you keep saying. But I thought you were in the art department.
Well, yeah, I am. There's a friend that I desperately want to help. If I hurry, then I should still be able to save him in time.
I see.
Say, Miss Faye? A lawyer is someone who can help people when they're in trouble, right?
Mr. Wright, I'm still new at this myself. But I think that's exactly what a lawyer is.
Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'll study my butt off. I'll become a lawyer for sure. I definitely won't go to the first trials having no idea about evidence law and regular court procedure and basically anything that has to do with the legal system.
I do love how even Mia Fey, when someone was like, hey, do you have evidence for this claim? She was like, oh man! Oh shit, what did he say?
Yeah, I didn't get to read it because you were talking.
Well, I didn't know it was... He said, I hope we see each other again someday, maybe in court.
It's been 5 years since I was acquitted of all charges. I became a lawyer like I planned. I managed to save my friend. But Mia's passed on to a better place. She still talks to me through her younger sister and also a child. For me, this trial brings up a lot of painful memories. But it also brings up some very precious ones. Memories that I thought that would never rise to the surface again. Mia's gone now. But even so, I can hear her in my mind, literally, as a spirit.
Phoenix, no matter what, always believe in your client. In a court of law, your greatest weapon is your belief.
I thought it was evidence. 5 long years. Something has happened that made me think back to her words of wisdom. That is a story for another day. Episode 1, Turnabout Memories. Themed.
There he is.
A brand new episode has been added. Episode 2, The Stolen Turnabout. So let's see. There's a flying person, and
Isn't it a carnival?
Okay, that's clearly it's either a carnival or like some sort of stage show, like some sort of performance. At the bottom, I definitely see Maya, and I think that's Pearl as well down there on either side of some round object. And then there's some fucking loser.
I can't wait to voice this guy.
So, do we think we should end it off there since we just finished the chapter?
Let's see, the stream has been going for...
2 hours, 38 minutes.
Leave it up to you.
What, Mia was a possessed child in the other games? No. Mia was possessing a child in the other games. How'd you like the best chapter 1 in the trilogy?
I thought it was alright.
I liked Game 2's chapter 1 a bit more. Like, I liked the amnesia angle and then the reveal of the cell phones at the end. I thought that was nifty. This one was obviously good. I think, obviously they made them more complex as they went along, so there was like more going on in this one. This is, I'd be down for 2 to 3 more hours, but I'd be down for stopping here. Yeah, we're not going for 5 to 6 hours on stream 2 of this game. I think we could probably end it there for tonight. It's 10 p.m.
I do have a personal pan pizza that I kind of want to eat while we watch JoJo's Part 6's final 4 episodes, to be honest. I think that sounds like a good way to spend time instead of this.
Alrighty, all tidy. Thank you all for coming this evening. I hope you all had a wonderful time.
The fuck, why are my fingernails so dirty? What happened?
Fucking dirty boy. Stinky smelly. Anyways. Today's most beloved viewer once again is Moloch. No. Most loved viewer today is gonna go to... I'm gonna give it to Linoir for being impressed at my ability to guess things. Anyways, anybody who's ever impressed by me tends to be the most loved person, because I'm great, and recognizing that is a great talent to have. But yeah, I will talk to you all,
Tomorrow, Elden Ring on my stream at 6 p.m.
Yeah, I will be likely doing an Elden Ring tomorrow. We're going to continue that, and it's going to be fine, and everything will go well. And then on Friday, maybe more. Maybe gore? Yeah, that should be all. I will talk to you all next time. Good night.